Hey there, this is Pam Perry, Pam Perry's Picks. Again, we are going to be talking with Laticia Nicole. Yes, she is with us today. She's going to be coming in. But right before we do that, we're going to have a quick little thing about quick media coverage. Laticia Nicole was just recently at about 7 or 8 different media outlets, and I'll tell you what that's about right after this. Hey, this is Pam Perry, really giving you a PR pep talk. How to get publicity. What can it do for you? Why do you need it? What's it do? How much it costs? I'm going to answer those questions in a sec. So what can quick media coverage do? It can help you increase your visibility online, extend your reach, stand out from the crowd, higher ranking on Google so you can get found. SEO is important. That's what PR can do for you, for sure. So when you're ready, go to pamperrypr.com. Love for you to get out there and get known. Get in all of the media that you see on the website, pamperrypr.com. Take a pic of the packages for the PR on pamperrypr.com. All righty, we'll see you there. Hey there. So quick media coverage. Obviously, I'm a publisher of Speakers Magazine, but I'm also a publicist. So I love helping people promote, amplify, and market their messages. PAM, get that? PAM, promote, amplify, market. PAM, that's what I do. Born doing that. Especially promoting books. Pam Perry's Picks is my Amazon platform that I love doing that. Today, we have had some amazing authors on the platform on Amazon Live, and they are also on LinkedIn Live, on YouTube. They are speakers and authors. They are speaking live, which is one of the people that we have with us today talking about speaking live. Laticia Nicole, who is also a Branding Accelerator grad. Yes, I had a cohort of Branding Accelerator, and she is one of the superstars from that cohort. And also, too, she's written a book, an anthology about healing toxic habits. Laticia Nicole, which is now Dr. Laticia Nicole. But the main thing is that when you have books that change lives, you can't help but to be excited about it. And we were talking with Dr. Shante earlier about her book, about really faith and really how to believe bigger. And she had a devotional called that. Talk with Rabbi today. Daniel Cohen was talking about what will people say about you when you're gone, and then also the secret of light. Those are some books that today that we talked about. And then we also had Ashley Winston, the ashleywinston.com, and we were talking about her book about breaking free. And I told Ashley that all of these books kind of like lead up to each other, or they're all put together. I didn't pick this. They picked the date, but this is a date for you to listen to all of the ones and see the messages that we were talking about. But this one here, Laticia Nicole, was one of her books that was an anthology. And with that, I'm going to bring up Laticia Nicole. Yay! How are you? How are you? Oh my goodness. I'm like so excited to have you today. I'm so excited to
I
have you
am
today. Oh my goodness. So I want to
I am
tell people.
excited to be here.
Yes, I'm gonna give people a little bit of the background, the official bio of this. Laticia, Dr. Laticia Nicole, because when this was published, it was not Dr. Laticia Nicole. Beatty is a multi best-selling, award-winning author, registered nurse, motivational speaker, philanthropist, mentor, wife, mother, and really one of the things too, she just won a couple of awards. I want you to talk about that. I told her about quick media coverage, how you've been just all over the media. But she earned her bachelor's of science from Winston-Salem State University, and now serves in the community not only as a healthcare professional, really, that's one of the main things you can talk about that, but also an activist for at-risk women and girls through her nonprofit organization. She's also a public speaker, transformation evangelist, and she's been on the cover a couple of times. So you can go to Speakers Magazine and read the issue about Laticia Nicole. This one was 2022. This one was 2021. Because every time she does these, she has this big hat brunch, right? It's a community event, and she could tell us a little bit about that, how that got started. But also, too, in April, which is her birthday month coming up, she's going to be at a launch for the Boss Up and Scale book launch and expo in Vegas. So we could talk about that as well. But with that, I want to welcome you. How are you? So
I
first
am
of all,
well. I am
oh,
so
good.
excited to be here. I hope you can hear me well.
I could hear you good. I could hear you good. I think the internet is a little fuzzy on your end, but I think we'll work through it. We'll work as long as we can hear you. That's the main thing because you speak live. So we want to make sure that you're speaking live. So tell us about, well, it's so many things we could talk about. So one of the main things is that you've been on the cover a couple of times of Speakers Magazine, right? I told them that you were a Brand Accelerator grad, superstar student, one of the ones in the class. But we really talked about your big hat brunch and how that started as, yeah, there we go, how it started as a really a give back for what you wanted to do. So explain how that came about because a lot of people say they're philanthropists, but you really do give back. So tell us how it started. The big hat
Absolutely.
brunch.
It actually started in 2011. Can you hear me? Yeah,
Mhm, mhm.
there we go. It actually started in 2011 when actually I wanted to give back to 1,000 families, right? And I went to my organization and I asked them, would they help me feed 1,000 families? And at the time, I was living in an apartment. I barely had food on my own. And they looked at me like I was crazy. And it was like, you're one of those families that need food, Laticia. So how are you going to feed 1,000 families? Well, to make a long story short, I put it out into the atmosphere, which I believe that it wasn't going to return to me void. 25,000 families that year off of that vision was fed. And that was the year I wrote my nonprofit. My nonprofit was actually yes birth on in 2011, and every year since 2011 I had been giving back to the elderly, to homeless population. I've even sent water to Flint, Michigan. Being a Detroit girl, I had to make sure we take care of our own,
Mm.
and different organizations and different states and cities has gotten involved to where they're part of the vision, and they're feeding families with the Thanksgiving blessing every year.
See, that's what I'm talking about. And so you wanted to really do a lot of seniors as well. So tell us about the heart that you have for seniors and what you're doing now and how it all, because people say, "Oh, Letitia Nicole, she does so much. She does products. She's an influencer. She does reels. She does TikToks. She's doing children's books. She's got these books down here that is on Amazon Live, so you can get that." So tell us about really like where the heart of all this comes and what you're doing now. And like what you said, in 2011, you were like, God put on your heart to really help feed seniors. And I think I remember the story where you were telling me there was one particular senior that really was a catalyst for that.
So the catalyst for us all was my grandmother. My
Hmm.
grandmother actually installed taking care of seniors because she took care of me. And then when I was like 16, 17 years old, I used to be a candy striper. I'm
Hmm.
telling my age, candy striper. And I used to go to the senior citizen homes and I used to sing to them and take care of them
Yep.
for free. And then later became a CNA, a licensed practical nurse, and a registered nurse, a nursing home administrator, and now our owner and operator of my own assisted living, 120 beds. So
Oh
the
my God.
seed was placed by my grandmother. But my love for seniors is that I really love taking care of them, because they took care of us. And so I
Mhm.
really have a heart for those that don't have family and people to love on them. So I make
Mm.
sure that I include the community to go into these senior citizen homes, and even government owned homes where they've been misplaced. I help them with their
Mm.
rent. I help them absolutely with their bills. I have some that will contact me through Facebook in my inbox and they'll ask me for help. And
Mhm.
so because they know through the years that I will help them. So, and right now I have my own. I have 60 residents of my own right now, that
Wow.
I ensure that have toiletries, have food, and have love. Just love on them and let them know that I'm there for them. So
Mhm.
that's my love for seniors, and I thank
And
all
then
of those that have been.
yes, and one of the things too, when you um did like a fundraiser for it, you realized that some of the beds that they had weren't the right beds or that kind of thing, or you just knew that they had to have different type of beds, you went out of your way to really do fundraising for those and making sure that they had clean beds, all the bedding, all the things that basically you felt, just out of the love of your heart that you wanted them to have. And so from that, when you do the big hat brunch, a lot of the monies that you raise from there go to that particular, philanthropy, or go to that particular foundation or nonprofit. And then
Mhm.
also too, you started something new with some ladies as well. And that once a year, I think once a year they do something with the nonprofit as well. But tell us about
Absolutely.
it's like a mastermind, or it's a group or a membership, I believe it is.
Yes, it is. So it's Women Entrepreneurs United. So not only are we helping each other and with branding and anything that we need, right? But we're
Mm.
also giving back
Yes,
together, which
yes.
I believe that's the seed to making businesses grow.
Hmm.
Because we're truly servants. You have to find the tribe that you serve, and that's where you're going to excel at.
Mm.
The tribe that I serve is women and girls, but I also have love for the elderly. So that's why I believe that everything succeeds because I'm truly a servant. But
Mm.
it's people look at it as she's in a lot of businesses. No, I'm in one business. I'm in the servant business, and what it does is successful and is giving back to me as well as I give to others.
That's it. That's it. It reminds me so much of Ashley Winston, who was just on just recently. And one of the things that she does is that she helps people unlock their potential, unleash their God given purpose. And that's kind of like what you do as well. But before people can do that, she says, before they can break free, they have to really like heal some things. And so, talk about this particular book here. This one is Healing Toxic Habits. This one's available on Amazon. But one of the things that whole word in there about toxic habits, explain what toxic habits are before people can heal from them.
Right. Absolutely. So I believe that you cannot build a business on a broken foundation, and the foundation is you. And
Hmm.
sometimes we have developed these toxic habits, and that teaches us how to cope, right? And so what I believe some toxic habits are that's in that book is anger,
Mm.
shame, fear, guilt, right? And I believe a lot of people have those habits where they're not pursuing their purpose
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
of shame, fear,
Mm-hmm.
guilt, and anger. And I can add another one. It's called rejection. And
Ah,
so a fear of being rejected, right?
right.
And so in this book called Toxic Habits, it provides practical advice to inspire you, to encourage you, to support you and
Mm.
different individuals so you can overcome those toxic habits.
I
Okay?
love this book.
So you
Yeah.
can get unstuck.
Hmm. This one particular one is that I came out fighting, and basically you quote Philippians 4:19, and then it says, "Repeat after me," because this is a speak life. What you talk about, you don't have to give yourself away to people in order to receive what God has for you. And then this particular one, it this particular chapter was, I guess this one was written by you, but then you have other people in the book as well. Ashley Smith is in here. Let's see, Jermaine Smith, uh, Yesenia, can't
Mhm.
pronounce your name. Yesenia,
Yes,
I
yeah.
can't pronounce. Yeah, okay. Arena, okay, some of the Katrina
Serena.
Harrell, right? Katrina Harrell, Quintina Adams, Altavis Peltzer. She talks about Neil Pierce Hart's. Um, there's also Kimberly Gass is in here, Tiffany Russell. But the whole thing of when you put this together, you have this one. This was actually one, but you no, you had two of these. You had two,
Mhm.
one and two, one and two.
Yes.
And so this is the second, but you also had the first one. I think Yolanda Spearman was in the first one.
She's actually in the second one.
She's
And
in the
but in
second one.
both Yeah, and but in both books, readers are going to learn how to recognize their signs and patterns and behaviors of toxic habits. So that's what I love about both of these books. And
Mhm,
if you read any of my books, you're going to get spiritual guidance through prayer and faith and believing in the power of God's. So
mhm,
God's
mhm,
healing. So I truly believe that both books are amazing, but that second one, Dr. Portia has actually wrote the foreword to
mhm.
it, and so that one, I love them both. Get them both, but
Right,
that
right.
second one also has my heart because I thank God for her and you.
Oh, thank you. Now there's some more books on Amazon as well. And so you have your own solo book as well. So talk about that and then also the children's book. Yes, there you go. That one is a bestseller. That one is so that one is like I guess you would say that's like your testimony book, so to speak,
Yeah,
or
that's my baby. It's my
yeah,
baby. This is my baby.
yeah.
This is Your Tongue Has the Power of Death and Life. And what it is a 100-day devotional that will teach you how to speak life into your health,
Mhm.
into your wealth, into your finances.
Yeah.
Listen, and in relationships. And I love it because it teaches you, yeah, the word of God, of course, but
Mhm.
then it has reflections and goals. And then you have a place where you can journal.
Yes, yes, that is it. That right there was birthed out of the fact that it was a testimony in your life. So give people a little bit of background because they're saying, "Oh, Letitia Nicole, she's a cover girl. She's got it all going on. She's got pretty lipstick and lashes." But but tell them a little bit about you've been where some people have been.
Well, this first book wasn't my first book I wrote, but it was the first book that was published. See, the first
Mhm,
book I wrote was a book of pain. I was the victim. And see, I
mhm.
had to get it out, right?
Yeah.
And we have to get it
Yeah.
out. And that's how I knew I needed more than just to write a book, but I need to write a book that is going to be victorious and not a victim. And so
Yeah.
this book not only helped me become victorious in my health, in my wealth, in my finance, in my relationship. My husband and I was on the brink of divorcing. I was closing down a business in the mall. I had stores in the mall.
Mhm.
I moved out of my great big house into an itty bitty apartment. It was like I was starting all over again, but my foundation was sturdy. It was with the word of God. And now my husband and I are back together again, 24 years. Amen. And right. And now, and Pam, you've been to the house. I mean, I'm not in that little bitty apartment. My husband not staying with his mama. We really doing well. We got our kids
Got
are
two
on top.
beautiful sons.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they are amazing. One lives in Miami, full scholarship playing football. The other one is in Winston-Salem State University, full
Come on.
scholarship playing football. God really covered us. And I believe these books, this
Mhm,
was the foundation, the word of
mhm.
God. And so if it
Yeah.
worked for me, I believe it can work for others. A 100-day devotion. You
Mhm.
can and you will have the power of speaking life when you
And so when people look at that and they say, "Wow, she does so much." So let's talk about the TikToks and the Reels. How many followers you got on each one of these things? These things, and then listen, her background is in science and nursing, right? So it's not like she was in film school, right? Or that
right.
she went, so she models, she does fashion, she does a little bit of acting, just a lot of the different things. But tell them about that because you're influencers. So how many followers we got on each one?
Oh God, I think the most I have is like 75,000. One of my TikToks, it went viral really quickly. And I had another. I mean, it's like you be thinking it's not big. You're like, oh, I'm just putting it out there, and then it just catch fire. And so I like that people love them because I mean, actually, I like them because it helps
It's
me with like
fun.
stress. I'm like, oh, this is
Yeah,
fun. So
yeah.
but because of that, I have almost 20,000 followers on Facebook,
Wow.
16,000 on Instagram,
Instagram.
right?
Mhm.
Because of my TikToks and Reels, they really enjoy them. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're real creative, they're real funny. I mean, the whole thing. Sometimes she'll wear like a hat. like whatever. She'll wear a hat, and then people will just inbox and say, "I want to get the hat." So
I
again,
want to
God
buy you
blesses the
that.
things that she does because it's just like that's just God. And so one of the things, the secret weapon are the books, Healing Toxic Habits. The other one is, her particular book as well, and then the children's books. So this is if she has a heart for women and girls. And so the children's book, or the book, is called I Am Beautiful. So kind of talk about that one there. And so she had boys. So it wasn't like she said, "Oh, I want to create a book for my little girl." So it's just like this was something that was God inspired as well.
Absolutely. And this little girl on the cover is actually me. You
Mm-hmm.
guys can
Mm-hmm.
see. It's me. When I was a little girl, I sent the publisher a picture of me with my two pigtails, and that's what they did. And I sent a picture of my mom, so you'll see my mom in there as well. But when I was a little girl, I used to always think everybody was more prettier than me. I thought I saw their beauty, I saw their purpose, and my mom used to say, I used to say, "Mommy, Ashley is so pretty," and she said, "Yes, you're pretty too." I say, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not." And so,
Mm-hmm.
what this book teaches little girls how to find beauty in themselves. It teaches them also how to speak life, right? And it's a I am beautiful is a brilliant lesson. I need y'all to know it's a brilliant lesson of self-love and a reminder to little girls that they are perfect just the way they are. And so I would brag about everybody else. Oh my gosh, she could do a tumble, she can do a split. And my mama said, "You can do a tumble and you can do a split." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I can." Sometimes you have to just
Mm-hmm.
remind your little girls that they are just unique and beautiful, and everything they do is purposeful too. So I believe this book is going to help little girls create their own affirmations
Yes.
young, so they won't have to learn affirmations as an adult.
As they get older. That is so true. That is so true. And I want people to actually go to your website as well, because you have other products as well. There's one particular product that's not on Amazon, but it's on your website, but it's about a tea. And give us a backstory about how that came about, because obviously it was during COVID where, you again, I always say God doesn't waste anything. So your
Ooh.
background of being a nurse and studying science and all that. So tell us about the tea.
All right. So when COVID first came to the United States, I was over one of the nursing homes, the first one hit, and they called
Mhm,
us the red zone because it was like
mhm,
one of the first ones. I was there for 7 days. I had just started in that nursing home as a nursing home administrator at that time. And the seventh day, by March 30th, which is my mom's birthday, I was diagnosed full blown COVID. I lost
mm.
26 people in 1 month,
Oh my
also including staff members. And I
oh,
was in my basement for 2.5 months, struggling
mm,
to breathe
mhm,
because of the hospital rates, the mortality rates. I would not go to the hospital. My comorbidity is asthma, right?
mm,
And so
mm.
I didn't want to be put on a ventilator.
Ooh,
I
no.
wanted to treat myself.
Mhm,
And so that's what I did. Right. So what I started reading Dr. Sebi, you know how you start reading about these different herbs. And I was drinking like 13, 14 teas and honey and ginger and all these different things. And I was clearing up my lungs.
mm,
Okay. I was
mhm.
clearing up my lungs, and I was detoxing my organs because it
Mhm.
also COVID can cause brain fog as well. And
Yeah.
so I was clearing up my organs. That's the organ, right? With these muscles and organs. And so um God gave me uh God gave me the ingredients to put in one tea bag. So I took all of the teas that I was drinking and I put it in one tea bag. And I came up with a 14-day detox, right?
Yes. Yes.
And I wasn't trying to lose weight. Now this was just the added perk that
Mhm,
I end up losing 25 pounds drinking the tea. And I'm
mhm,
like,
mhm.
"Oh my God, this really, really does
And it
work."
was good. And it was good. It
And
wasn't nasty because it had the stevia in it, I think it was.
Yes, it got the
Mhm,
stevia leaf in it,
mhm.
and it also has Garcinia in Cambodia. Y'all look that up.
Oh, right.
Um,
Helps
right.
metabolism. Mhm.
Go ahead and
Good
look that up.
question.
It has I had a oolong tea, ginger root, bitter melon. It has all these ingredients, dandelion leaf, all these things that I was putting in my teas. And so God showed me to just put it in one tea bag, all the ingredients. And so we have peach tea, lemon tea, yeah, a really
That's
good
good.
tea, lemon
Mhm.
tea, peppermint tea,
Oh, that's
um,
in a cute little
and
silk, like a not silk. Is it silk? Is it silk
silk
bag?
bag. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
In a
it's a
silk
silk
bag.
bag. So it is really, really good. But these are the things, and I'm saying all this to say about Letitia Nicole is that she is again letting God use her, right? Even during the times where she's has COVID or she's going through a divorce, she's listened to God. Key. That's probably like the key for today. Listen to God. He will give you the plan. He will give you the strategy. He will give you the contacts. Letitia and I, we met years ago at an event in North Carolina or South, it's from North Carolina with LaShonda Henry. And again, there are no accidents, no
Mhm.
every time you meet someone, there's a reason and a purpose for you to meet them. And so it was years later that we actually ended up talking again, but there were no accidents. And so when we met at that event, we kind of um, kept in touch, and then eventually, when the timing was right, we came back together. She did the branding accelerator. She's on the cover of Speakers Magazine. I went to the Big
Mhm.
Hat Brunch. Just seeing her in purpose and just seeing her grow, and then also too, Women Entrepreneurs United is the new thing that is going on. That's the membership community as well. But a lot of it is going, all of the hub of everything that she does, her shops, her store, her books, all of that is on letitianicole.com, so you can find everything there as well. And she speaks, right? She speaks, she does retreats, and she does
Yeah.
all of those things as well. That's what I think you did something not too long ago with some women in India, I believe it was. Was that
Yes, but guess what? I'm taking 25 women to Mexico.
when?
And yeah, May
Oh my
8th to
gosh,
the
that's
12th.
right.
I'm taking 20 Our
Um,
Stories, His Glory.
that's
And
right.
and,
That's
and
the
it's
other
a
book that's
secret
down
with
there.
it.
I have that link down there too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right? And
yes.
so these women, don't tell them, but these women that's going to learn how to tell their story from a place of strength and power and authority, those stories will be in a book. So they also would be authors after this, right? And
Oh,
so, because
that is amazing. That's
I'm bringing
amazing.
a publisher with me. And so,
Okay.
Our Stories, His Glory, it will be the third volume.
See, that's how God just kind of wraps everything up together, and all the passions that you have, that you have, whether you love travel, you love to help women and girls, you like working with seniors, you like fashion. I mean, he'll pull them all together. That's just unique to you, and so with all of that, then it's successful because everything is in alignment. What is your saying that you like to say? Alignment with your assignment.
You can't build a business on a broken foundation. Oh, alignment with your assignment. You
There you
have to be
go.
in alignment with your assignment. That's why that's the only way it's going to
Right,
work. That
right.
needs to
That's
be on a t-shirt. I'm going to put that on a
I was
t-shirt.
gonna say that needs to
Alignment
be on a
with your
t-shirt because
assignment. Stay in alignment.
I'm always telling people that's what you say, but then it's like you gotta say it and put it on a t-shirt. That's you put it in line with your assignment. And then every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I believe they can find you on Clubhouse. And what's the name of the Clubhouse club?
We're the Speak Life Network
There we
Clubhouse,
there we
and I had a year. Yeah, I've been on over a year,
It's been over a
and
year.
it's been amazing. Yes, it's been amazing. Right now, we're on the 21st chapter in the Pigs in a Parlor, doing a workbook and book,
Mhm.
and again, it's teaching about deliverance. Everything I do, it has God in it, and so we
Transformation.
can be better. Right,
Mhm.
transformation.
That's it. That's what she's about. She's a transformation evangelist at heart. That's her thing. And she always says if God can really deliver her, transform her, anybody. anybody. So that's why she has a heart for doing all that she does, and why she produces all the books and things that she does. And also, there's one other thing we didn't talk about was the magazine, and the magazine is called Speak Life as well. So she does all the things, but the Speak Life magazine is also available. I believe it's on your website. Is it correct, or is it on Amazon?
It is. It's on my website.
It's on the website.
And I'm really excited about April's edition. So I'm just excited about everything because being in alignment with your assignment, it doesn't feel like you're doing a whole bunch of things, even though to other people it seemed like you are. But they all come together.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes
Mm-hmm.
together, and I almost start speaking scripture. I'm almost say it all come together for the good,
It
and
does.
even though it looks like you're all over the place, you're really not. You're
Mm-hmm.
being purposely pulled in the right direction to help the people. And so
Because you're intentional. You're intentional. So I look forward to seeing you in April next month in Vegas. We will be celebrating as also launching books and actually being part of the keynote of that particular event as well with Tam Luck as well. So I just thank you so much for joining us today. Yay! Thank you. Thank you. So I will be seeing you soon. And then again, people go to LaticiaNicole.com, meet her on Clubhouse, social media, follow her on TikTok, Instagram, all the places, Facebook. Definitely, she is a real person that you could talk to, and she does coaching as well. But the Women Entrepreneurs United is her new membership that you can take a part of. So thank you so much for joining us today. All righty. God bless you.
thank you.
All right.
God
Take care.
bless you. Bye.
All right. Bye bye. Well, that was Laticia Nicole, Dr. Laticia Nicole. So you definitely want to make sure that you keep in touch with her. And I am Pam Perry, and I am out. Thank you guys over at Amazon Live. Make sure you get the books. I'm going to end the stream over there and end it here.